Welcome to Cock Talk, but it's just me and Hoyt fighting in armor and Kai talking. Probably about F1. Kai can tell you all about the Liam Lawson, Yuki Tsunoda situation.
Oh, it's so stupid, Quinn.
Yeah,
How do I
I'm
explain
waiting
that?
for the F1 shit I see on social media now.
Why?
Because I used to never see it.
Your phone's listening to me, not you.
Yeah.
I've taken over Quinn's TikTok feed, too.
Oh,
With
fantastic.
Charles.
Quinn got a Charles Leclerc thirst trap edit.
Phone, I don't like him. I'm a lesbian.
If it was one of the wags, it'd make more
I'm
sense.
a lesbian, that's why I like George Russell.
I can't explain that one to you. You just have to look at photos of George Russell and go, yep, that's a lesbian woman.
He's
Right there.
very lesbian coded.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No. How do I start the Liam Lawson Yuki Tsunoda? Well, okay, we have to go back in time to the year 2020. They're going to be fighting two-stick, everybody. Means they're going to be using two swords.
My pants are falling down.
Why are you still wearing the pants you know fall down?
Oh, never mind. They're not actually falling. It just feels like they are. It's just the padding on my butt. So everyone knows, there's padding on my butt, but it's not rigid, so it doesn't, it's kind of just there.
Wait.
What?
Nothing.
Alright, so the best two-stick move is to actually just hug them.
I thought it was just throw one of your swords.
Yeah. Alright.
Yep.
Point to quit.
My arm.
Am I on?
Point to Hoyt. 1-1. Two, 1, Hoyt. Anyway, back to the Liam Lawson Yuki Tsunoda debate. So there, you have to go back in time to the year 2022, I believe, where it was Yuki Tsunoda and 2023. Yuki Tsunoda has a new teammate. His name is Nick DeVries. He's a former Formula E driver, and I think endurance driver. So Nick DeVries and Yuki Tsunoda partnered in a team called, at the time, Alpha Tauri. They also go now by Visa Cash App Racing Bulls, or just Racing Bulls, but I'll be referring to them as Toro Rosso, which was their original name, and much cooler. So they're in the team Toro Rosso, and Yuki has been in the team for 3 years now. 3 years? 2 years. 2 years, I believe, at that point. And Nick DeVries is new. Now, during the season, Nick DeVries is not doing well. He's not getting in the points. He's not even finishing races sometimes. So halfway through the season, they decide they're going to switch out Nick DeVries with this older driver named Daniel Ricciardo. Now, Danny Rick used to race for Red Bull Racing from 2014, I think, until 2018. In 2019, he made the stupidest decision of his life and went to Renault. Then he went to McLaren, and then McLaren dropped him. So Danny Rick's been having a hard time. So halfway through 2023, Nick DeVries not doing well. Red Bull drops him. They bring Danny Rick back. So then we got Yuki Tsunoda and Danny Rick. Now, very quickly, I think within 2 races, Danny Rick crashes during practice or qualifying. Can't remember which. He crashes and he breaks his thumb. So then they have to bring in their reserve driver named Liam Lawson to replace Danny Rick because, you can't drive with a broken thumb. So then it's Yuki Tsunoda and Liam Lawson. And Yuki is still doing great. Liam is doing all right for himself. In the race in Singapore, he actually out-qualifies Max Verstappen, which was actually really funny and led to the only time Red Bull didn't win a race that year, which, whatever. Where was I? Oh yes, 2023. Liam Lawson beats out Max Verstappen in qualifying and cements himself as a decent driver. So then Danny Rick heals, he comes back, he's still partnered with Yuki. Yuki's still beating all of them. He has so far crushed Nick DeVries' dreams, has beaten Danny Rick, and did better than Liam in his short stint. We fast forward to 2024. It is announced that Danny Rick will be having a permanent seat with the team, partnering Yuki Tsunoda at Toro Rosso. Everyone is slightly surprised by this because Danny Rick wasn't doing too well and Liam Lawson did very well for himself. And everyone thought, hey, maybe we should drop Danny Rick and just bring Liam Lawson in full time. But Red Bull is stupid and didn't do this. So instead, you get Yuki and Danny. Now, Daniel is very much past his prime at this point and is not doing well. Yuki is consistently beating him in qualifying and during races. So, a little over halfway through the year, Toro Rosso drops Daniel Ricciardo. So once again, Daniel Ricciardo has to leave the team. This time though, it looks like it's permanent. Liam Lawson, the reserve driver, then fills in for Danny Rick and does okay. He kind of gets into some squabbles with two drivers called Sergio Perez and Fernando Alonso, and says some interesting things on the radio. It's kind of funny, but when in practice, it's two of the only Spanish-speaking drivers. Maybe this is a pattern. Anyway, they're gonna go take a water break, which leaves me to pause this video, and we will pick up with what happens next in a second. Welcome back, everybody. Today, right now, we're going to be using sword and board. It means that you're going to use a shield and a sword. And now, we're going to go to what Quinn has called Kai's Insane F1 Ramblings. We left off with the start of 2024, where Yuki is absolutely dominating over Daniel Ricciardo. So about a little over halfway through the year, they decide, Danny Rick, you're out. We're dropping you. We're gonna bring in this kid named Liam Lawson again. He did pretty well for himself last year as a reserve driver, and we think he can do good again. The sad part of this is, they bring Liam in at Austin and COTA, Circuit of Americas in Texas, which is Daniel Ricciardo's favorite track. He is basically an honorary Texan. A little sad he didn't get a race there. Oh well, Liam Lawson's in. He does okay. He gets a few points during the ending of the year, but overall, Yuki is still beating him in qualifying and race, and in race pace. Fast forward a little bit. You got Sergio Perez, Red Bull's paired driver. Okay, you got Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez at Red Bull. Now Sergio Perez is doing bad. He's just doing bad. Max is single-handedly the only one doing anything good at that team. Sergio is trying his best, but the car is not good, and he just can't work with it, and didn't have a great season last year, and is having an arguably worse season this year. And so everyone kind of knew that they were going to drop Sergio, that they were going to bring a different driver in. And most people thought, hey, you've got Yuki. He's been in that team for about 3 years now. He's proven himself. He used to have a temper, but he's calmed down. I think he'd be a good driver to pair with Max. What does Red Bull do? They bring in Liam Lawson, the new kid. The kid with only 11 races to his name, and I believe 2 points? Hold on, we are checking now. As Ferrari would say, we are checking.
Only a little while for your
Yes, Liam Lawson finished the season with 4 points. So, he didn't do awful, but he didn't do amazing. Yuki ended the season with 30 points, and we did have more races driven than Liam, but still. Even if we combined Danny Rick's points and Liam Lawson's points, it would only be 16 to Yuki's 30. So yeah, Red Bull moves Liam up to Red Bull team. Yuki's staying at Toro Rosso for right now, and one of their F2 drivers named Isaac Hadjar is going to be moving into the other seat besides Yuki at Toro Rosso. I can only think of a few reasons they would bring up Liam instead of Yuki. One, as Helmut Marko, who works at Red Bull, said, he's racist. They're just racist. He called Yuki he's temperamental even for a Japanese. Yuki hasn't been that temperamental in a little while. He used to be pretty vocal on the radio, but he's calmed down quite a bit. And also, a Japanese, that's awful. That's a terrible thing to say about a person, just how you would label someone. That's odd. And it's just, the entire thing leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah, Liam's fine. He's fine. I don't think he deserves the seat or, like, has proven himself good enough for the seat. But that's the situation with Liam Lawson and Yuki Tsunoda, and I guess Danny Rick. Yeah, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I will have Quinn answer them for you. Now back to the action, as I've been quite ignoring it this entire time. I do not know what the score is at this point. Seems like Quinn might be doing better. Quinn, I finished talking about Liam and Yuki. Who should I talk about next? Okay. Quinn's gonna die now. I'll make sure to film it for the police. Quinn made the unfortunate mistake of eating Alfredo 30 minutes ago. So... this is what fighting looks like, everybody.
I have the pasta sweat. And I'm wearing sweatpants. Don't wear sweatpants when you fight.
Also, eat at least an hour before fighting. Or just eat afterwards.
Just not 5 minutes beforehand. It's a bad idea. Fighting in my tummy, don't agree.
We're back, everybody, where they're doing two-stick again because Hoyt's arms get sore holding up the shield.
Yes, I have bad shoulders.
We're joined now by Owen. Say hi. We're filming a Cock Talk episode. They originally got my crazy ramblings of F1 related things.
I whiffed.
I don't know if I should do more. I think it would be funny. But I don't know what topic to discuss.
You're commentating.
Yeah, my commentating is I don't fight, so I can't commentate. So I just talk about random things.
Well, I don't fight heavy either, but this is a very interesting match we have here. As you can see,
Go back, watch a bunch of the fights over the
the
previous
fighter.
Just talk about how bad it's
Hear that, guys? Eventually, you're gonna get their reactions to this fight. And maybe my commentary. if you heard that, that is the radio message noise from Formula One. It's also my ringtone on my phone.
You say this was called Cock Talk?
Yes,
I see.
I can explain.
Can
So Cock Talk is because when it was originally Quinn and Brett were fighting, and then it was Lizzie and Patrick and Ben commentating, and they're all part of the Black Isle School of Defense, also known as the Red Feathers, and their album is the black cock with the one red feather that's on Quinn's shirt, and so it got labeled Cock Talk because they're all sitting around talking. It also originally started as them rating people's butts.
Them what?
Rating everyone's asses
I see.
while fighting. So far, Brett leads with the best ass. So,
Okay.
don't worry, we don't do it every time we film. Only when it's Black Isle people, because as a condition of joining the school, we get to rate your ass.
Well, I'll bear that in mind.
You can't count Quinn right now, because she currently has padding on her ass.
I didn't think I got much there. Oh yeah. Not quite.
Here. This is how we're going to decide my next random F1 topic. Once this loads, you get to pick a driver, and I will go on a spiel about them if I can.
Okay.
There's more. There's 24 names on that
I
list.
see. Okay, well. Let's see. Kevin Magnussen.
Kevin Magnussen.
Norwegian?
He's from Denmark, I believe.
Danish. Disgusting.
Danish. Oh, okay. Kevin
I try to keep
Magnussen,
my prejudices to myself.
also known as K-Mags, used to be a driver for Haas. He's since not re-signed a contract in Formula One and is actually going to be racing in the European Endurance Championship. Actually, sorry, World Endurance Championship. Whack. And I believe he's racing. His first race is going to be at the 24 Hours of Daytona. I don't remember what team he's racing for, though. He was allotted this year as being... hold on. My mother's calling me. I'm going to give this to Owen to ramble while I answer.
Sure, okay. Now this is interesting. As we can see, Hoyt is on his knees here, and he's dead. Now, as an Orthodox priest, I really have to commend the effort on both sides here.
Alright. It is now round 3 of fighting. We've transferred over into rapier, and we have Quinn fighting a priest, also known as Owen.
Now, if anybody's thinking that this is slightly sacrilegious, you might be right. But I don't know, I'm not very religious.
We're joined by Hoyt now, who's waiting for his turn to fight.
Waiting for my turn to get stabbed. There we see they keep trying to poke each other with the colorful ends of the swords. Nobody's really done much yet. Any second now, somebody might actually get stabbed.
Or
There
Quinn's,
we go.
or Quinn's pants will fall down. We'll see which.
I mean, somebody just got stabbed, so we've seen which.
Okay.
'Cause our neighborhood priest Owen seems to have lost an arm.
So is Quinn.
Oh. And there we go. The priest has been stabbed in the heart.
Guess Quinn's going to hell.
I mean, depending on which religion you follow, I think that was already predetermined.
That's true.
Just saying.
According to Owen, this is Orthodoxy, possibly Greek Orthodoxy, and I'm not as familiar with that one, so I can't tell you if it's predetermined or not. It's the, what, Presbyterians or Methodists that it's predetermined?
It's not Presbyterian.
Methodists then,
Yeah,
where it's predetermined.
Technically, I'm Presbyterian by baptism, but I haven't gone to church consistently in forever.
Man, I got fucking
All I know is that
Missouri Synod Lutheran.
all I know is that the Presbyterian church I was baptized at has a support thing out in front of the church, so I'm pretty sure they're kosher with it. Unless they're trying to pull a switcheroo, which would be very unfortunate.
It's kind of funny, one of my voting places in a church. So every time I walk in there, I'm like, I don't know about this, guys.
Oh yes, separation of church and power of state. Let's go vote in a church.
It seems like a
Also
chill
ironic.
church. They have like pride stuff up.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's kind of interesting. There's a lot of like subsects of church and stuff that are actually pretty chill. It's just there's a few out there that just kind of ruin it for everybody.
And they're very loud about it.
And unfortunately, you can only ever really hear the loud people. I don't know. More so back to the fighting. There's been a lot of poking, stabbing, and stuff. Not really a lot of cuts or anything like that. Just kind of.
And Quinn's phone is at 20%.
Truly unfortunate. You ever see some good bend on the blade of Quinn's rapier as she drives it into the priest's jugular? Really going for the throat with that one. Here they are, squared up again, feinting, trying to get each other to make a move. A little bit of binding, but nobody loses anything.
It seems the priest's cloth is protecting him.
Truly the divine power. I suppose the real question is does he have the power of God and anime on his side today, or just the power of God?
Truly, one is more powerful than the other.
If you see him start Naruto running, you will know for sure. Almost uncouth. He almost was showing some skin there.
Luckily, the long pants cover his ankles.
And the priest has fallen.
But he is now risen to fight another day.
As his God intended. Once again, the priestly vestments protecting him.
I feel more SCA people should invest.
That would be a fantastic way to show up to an event.
They're just all in priest robes.
Oh lord. I think I would do that just to see how much chaos, like, just to see who questions it.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have another standoff at the start of a fight. Speaking of shoes on gym floor. Breaking the silence that is the lack of people at practice today.
They're all at home recuperating from finals, or driving back home to wherever they live.
Which is exactly what I'm doing tomorrow.
Mm.
Except for I'm going to Madison first.
I have to work the closing shift.
Now I have to drive to Madison to pick up my brother, and then drive him to Wausau.
Yeah, first one. Yeah. Well, that's always nice.
Confusing bout of a lot of pokes and stuff that seems to have ended with the Priest dead and Quinn winning.
My leg.
Oh, yeah,
Quinn, you
supposed
need
like
to edit in the SpongeBob my leg guy.
Damn it, you beat me to the joke. Oh god, that'd be a fun bit of editing. Just go through and put sound effects onto the fights.
Mm-hmm.
I should bring my GoPro and do that. Just create the most absurd sounding fight ever. And then get it taken off of the internet due to copyright. So I'd
Yeah.
definitely be stealing a bunch of copyrighted stuff.
Yeah, I didn't think that was me. That was just very short.
There was the Alfredo.
Now the action has come close up to the camera. They're now seeming to want to fight like crabs. And the crab fight is now over, returning to somewhat normal fencing. Here we have the of one of the pokey things getting caught into the anti-pokey thing of another stick.
Quinn was almost de-sticked.
Truly unfortunate, whatever that you do. I'd have her more than likely continue on life. Like
What?
You continuing your cock talk?
We are talking, yes.
We're discussing for cocks.
I'll keep at it then.
Who has a better cock? Kai or Hoyt?
Only one way to find out.
Kai has the red down to a T. Kai cock is very red. Ferrari red, you might say.
absolutely fascinating commentary on Kai's cock coming from the fighters. And how does that make you feel?
I feel like they should be stabbed a few more times.
Kai might attack me for talking about the red Ferrari cock. I will run away this way to keep them in eyesight.
And now the fighting seems to have restarted.
Owen.
And Kai has now been impaled.
I killed them.
How horrific.
It's missing one of its funny things.
Truly horrific.
What's that cut there?
Google still stands though. Does it still Google? Yes.
The important questions have been asked and answered. And,
There was a kick, Quinn!
and a brutal execution of a religious figure.
Wait, this is Sparta.
Yes, and then you kick them.
I made my own version.
Would have been better if you said this is the Shire.
This is the
Bunch
guy.
of hobbits run out.
See, that would be a better, theme for all of our stuff to be.
Hobbit themed?
Yeah.
We already kind of are. Have you seen this?
Not like a flat.
I mean, that's one person, though.
Yeah, but generally our newbies look like hobbits when we first go to court.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Might have. I kind of glanced off the side.
I just heard something on it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
I think it's
Absolutely fantastic conversations between the two fighters as they discuss whether or not Quinn got stabbed in the face.
Like,
Keep this up. We might start calling this the sponge. If I could speak English, I could make a joke. But the time has passed.
God, it sure is depressing. I know what else showed up. Well, yeah.
I'm here.
I meant besides
The fighters seeming to completely forget about the commentators making fun of them. The
One of
verbal,
which we'll fight later.
the verbal abuse will continue.
I know, right?
Truly horrific to want to go home during the holidays and spend time with loved ones. An experience that neither of them surely have enjoyed.
I mean, you can also have your parents not tell you or maybe make it very complicated that we're having Christmas on Christmas Eve instead of Christmas. So now I have to work during Christmas on Christmas Eve.
Which is truly an interesting decision.
I understand my aunt has to work the day after Christmas, but I thought we were still doing it on Christmas, you know?
Yeah, it would make sense. And like that, the stabbing has finished with a vigorous handshake that seems to be more of a hand job than a shake.
What's the acronym, Quinn?
What?
Owen, what's the acronym?
For what?
He just said you guys are doing a handshake.
Oh,
with-
OTPHJ.
That.
What?
OTPHJ.
Again. What?
You don't. I'm not gonna explain it.
I'm not. No.
I can't believe you don't know what they're doing.